Hey y'all. Hey boo, hey. Come on in the building. Hello, hello. Let me just shuffle these. I may use a deck today. We'll see. I'm just gonna shuffle it. Welcome, welcome. Go on and put a like on the video. How you doing? How you feeling? How you living? Hope you are well today. Hope you're having a fabulous Saturn day. Thank you. All right. So, just in case I use this, it's nice and shuffled. All right, my loves. Welcome, welcome. My name is Tiara Shardé. It is time for the prophetic word. This message is called "If It Weren't for You Meddling Kids." Like, oh my gosh, always somebody's business. But this is a very high vibrational message. Most of the messages are with just some low vibrational antics going on behind the scenes, but this one is I think you're gonna like it. All right, if you would like to contact me, make sure you go to TiaraSharde.com. You could get in on the Embodying the Goddess program, as well as our Sacred Sister Circle. We meet next Friday. We meet up, we talk, we have our rituals, we have our girl time, and we are literally on the call for like 2 or 3 hours. So if you want to get in on the Sacred Sister Circle, make sure you click on TiaraSharde.com to do so. Okay. What else? What else? There's a couple things that are changing. There are a couple things that are changing. So I will be making updates to the website shortly. I have a few announcements on the way, and I'll let you all know about that momentarily. So please just bear with me. But y'all already know I have goodies on the way. Like, I already, you know this. Like, you know this about me. So yeah, I'm excited to share. All right, so let's get into today's message. I was like, you know what, I want to do a live today. What's the message that the people need to hear? And you know, I'm thinking, and I thought about Scooby-Doo, and they're like, you know, we would have got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. Hey sis, how you doing? And you know, that came to mind. So I'm like, ooh, somebody big man. So let's get into it. Big man busting out the belly. No, sir. All right, so you disrupted something. That's the first thing I hear is disruption. Whoever you are, whatever you got going on, you disrupted something. Now, the first thing that came to me was me, actually. It was like, oh, Tiara, you disrupted something in the world out here. What did you disrupt? Right? So I could let y'all know, because I be telling on myself all these years, I ain't gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep on telling on myself. But somebody feels that I interfered with their plot. Someone had a plot against me, and someone also had a plot against y'all. So this is my individual story, but it's also something that you all are dealing with. So I could zoom it out and see how the collective is dealing with this. Like, somebody has interfered with a plot to snare you, really, to trap you or to get you pulled away from a certain path. So I feel that with me, I thwarted a few plans. Like, there were a few plans against me at the same time. So being aware that certain things are happening is very important. So many of you, be aware of your energy, know your thoughts, know yourself, really tap into yourself, so you could be like, actually, I don't even think like that. So how is this coming up? Because for the most part, that's negative energy, that's evil eye, that's spell work and curses being sent to you. And some people don't believe in that stuff, and that's fine, but it still exists. They still exist. So Somebody feels like I thwarted their plan. I made a post in the community section the other night because I received confirmation from a client of mine for like 2 years now that there absolutely was spiritual work being placed out there, and it was towards me as well. So I really want y'all to understand that you possess power, and that there are people who also possess power who don't like the fact that you work for the Most High, or you're here to enlighten and awaken the people. They don't like that because their job is to swindle and bamboozle the people to get money. So you are their natural born enemy. And so I had confirmation like, yeah, you know, this priestess, this high priest found you, and they were mad. They told me not to like go to you, not to work with you. And so all this time that I was feeling that energy, it was coming from this person. Not the client's fault, but the person was really upset with me because I was interfering the fraud. I was interfering like $1,000 worth of fraud. So they were like, she gotta go. So that's why I made that post in the community section, because I want y'all to know that this shit is real. Many of y'all know, you email me, you text me, you DM me, that the messages that I tell you are real. They're really happening in your life, or happening in your cousin's life, or your niece's life. So I appreciate you for those updates and for that confirmation. Because if this person didn't tell me, yo, this is what happened, and it's kind of because of me, because I went to her. If they didn't tell me that, I kind of just would have known, okay, I have this energy being directed towards me. I got to protect myself anyway. Fine, I'm going to do it. I don't know the person that was sending me that energy, or this particular person, because there was a few at the same time, like I was saying, y'all. I didn't know her personally. I didn't recognize her energy signature. But it took a client of mine to say, look, I did this, and this is why, you know, this attention is on you. And they didn't even know what I was dealing with behind the scenes. They didn't know. They didn't know that I had to be Miss Harriet Potter in my crib and make sure like the guards and the protective seals was around me, and to call down my angels, because I'm like, yo, somebody's fucking with me, and y'all need to like get this going. Like, y'all need to figure this shit out, because I'm not dealing with it. Right? So that's what happened. That's what happened. And, you know, this practitioner also felt the magic and the energy that I put over my client, who, you know, and man, there are people who are powerful. They're just as powerful as you. Yeah, God doesn't give spiritual gifts discriminately. Like, everybody got the gift. Everybody has a gift. You just have to know how to use it, and you need to know, what are you rooted in? What side are you on? All right, many of y'all know I don't do dark magic. And, well, by dark, yeah, okay, to be clear, I don't do evil. I don't do evil. I don't send curses. I don't hex. I don't love spell. I don't do none of that shit. I don't even like people enough to put a love spell on you. So please believe that. That's not gonna happen. If you think somebody put a spell on you, I'm the last person. All right? It'll never happen. All right? So just so y'all know, many of you who watch me for years, y'all know this about me. But you could come to me when you want to get a curse removal, because I'm about that life. I do that for a living. I was born to. I don't know. I do it in my sleep. I do it while brushing my teeth. So you can come to me for that stuff. And rituals and things like that are not on my website right now. They used to be. But yeah, if you need like a hex removal, curse removal, generational curse removal, you need a justice, you go into court, you need a healing, I'm really good at that stuff. The thing was that this practitioner really fed upon my client's fear. So fear is a part of this message here, y'all. Do not be afraid of this spiritual shit. Do not be afraid of this magical shit, because you're built that tough. It is yours. It belongs to you. So if you feel like spell work, if you feel negativity, okay, well, know that that's some energy that you want to clear off of you. But don't think that somebody's gonna drag you to the pits of hell, because chill out. Just chill out and give me a call. Like, relax and shoot me an email. All right. So the issue was this fraud really catapulted on the fear aspect and the not knowing, the lack of knowledge of self. And so that is why I tell you, I really go through my videos. I try to tell you, know who you are, know who you are, know your ancestry, know your bloodline, know who you come from. Some of y'all come from some heavy hitters. You come through some spiritual heavyweights out here. Don't let nobody have you strung out and scared. So that's what happened. And because, you know, this fraud did capitalize on my client's fear, my client did end up going along with it and then lacking what they needed at the same time. To be very clear, to continue to keep it 100 with y'all, I do take responsibility for that. Because I'm like, well, damn, T, if you was really walking in that high priestess shit, your client would have gotten that scared and went to somebody else. You know, although that's their life, that's their path. They could do whatever they want. But I do take responsibility for myself and what I am doing. And for my client, too. I do take accountability for that. So I did yell at them. So many of y'all know, if you're working with me and y'all got some spells on you and some curses and shit on you, don't work with nobody else. Like, and it's because, first off, we're in a pact. We've made an agreement, and I need to stay protected. And if you go into somebody else outside of me, these people, they frauds. They're fraudulent. They're frauds. And then what ended up happening was the client ends up coming right back to me to get the clearance, to get it healed, or to get more information, or to get more comfort. So I'm like, well, you gotta come back to me anyway. So just, this is for both of us. I'ma stand here as this magical ass goddess that I am, and you respect yourself and you respect me enough to know that we can't be going outside of our agreement because people are frauds. Nah, that ain't on you, T. You can't control somebody's fear. Yes, sis, you're right. You're right, sis. The part that I do take accountability for is that I need to step up. I need to step out. People don't really know about the more magical sides about me unless y'all have been here for a long time. So I guess this client was kind of like, well, I don't know, and this practitioner is in my hometown, let me just go over here. And it was that kind of thing. But I took that as a learning lesson for me, just to be like, okay, well, step out some more. It's okay, just step out some more. But that actually happened twice to me in my journey, and I won't let it happen a third time. And by that, I mean standing firm in who I am and what I'm here to do. Because I work with the shadow side. I do. I really am. I'm meant to do that. I'm good at that. And so a lot of clients have dark energy, have curses, have cycles, have spell work placed on them, have root works placed on them. And the clients, you are the children of God. You are the children of Goddess. And I do have a responsibility in that. So I take responsibility. But again, you're right. Absolutely don't take responsibility for their fear and how they decided to handle it. That's absolutely correct. So I want to say, you are here to disrupt the status quo. The meek shall inherit the earth type of thing is happening right now. And many of you are that. You are that. And you're here to disrupt the system. You're here to shine a light. You're here to ascend low vibrational energies and frequencies and people. You're here to anchor in a whole new way of life. Your consciousness is elevating. So as you go off into the world with your new understanding of self and your understanding of the world in which we live, you're breaking chains. You're breaking souls out of prison. You're liberating your bloodline. You're freeing yourself and your inner child. You're doing so much work that may be behind the scenes, but I'm here to tell you that a lot of it is really going to have a physical impact in your reality right here, right now. For some of you, what you're doing today will impact your great grandchildren. So you really want to be mindful of what you're doing. Work hard to set down your legacy and your roots. What do you want to be remembered by right now? You know, when your great grandchildren are talking about you, what do you want them to be saying about you? What do you want them to say? That's something that we'll focus on. You know, I think we have been for the past few months, but because I said that before. But let's just reopen that. Like, what are my great grandchildren going to say about me? And then build from that space. Some of you are meant to contribute to the building of something really, really, really big. Whether you create it yourself, whether you're a part of the community, whether you're in charge of the moving parts, maybe you're in admin, maybe you're in wherever it is. Some of you are really going to rise to a place of leadership and importance within your community and within your family. Some of you are breaking chains. Breaking chains. Some of you are being called to meet people. Your networks right now are going to be very, very important. And it's because, like I said, you're vibrating in a way where you're bringing in people who are in alignment with you and your path. And because of that, you're going to create like a grid. Like in my sister circle, I talk about the womb, the grid of wombs, of cosmic wombs. People all over the planet who are elevating in consciousness. Hey, Greg, how you doing, love? People if you were not a social butterfly before, you kind of want to start being a social butterfly now. And making, like, setting the intention to align with people who can help you fulfill your purpose. Maybe you're a humanitarian. You want to align with people who are also on that. That is the directive right now. Because your work and your intentions, what you're doing, your community is meant to disrupt the bullshit that is going on that has kept us all in prison for so long. Like for a long, like generations long. You're here to disrupt that. And I want you to be very centered in that knowing and not allow it to overwhelm you, because it can feel like really fucking overwhelming. You know, oh my God, like I'm here to save the world, oh my God. But just relax, and take your time and align with people who can love you and can welcome you in. Take care of your inner child and your traumas right now. Right now, traumas and the change, the mental chains, the physical chains they're gone. They're being wiped away. So you really don't have anything blocking you. All you need to know is I am a child of the Most High. I have integrity, I have a good heart, and I want to create a world that I can be happy in, that I can be proud of. You know, so my family can say like, wow, you know, they really helped to make this world a better place. You want that right now. The guidance on the planet is to tap into the blueprint. Like each person has a family that came with a blueprint. Hey, Adventure Barbie, how you doing? I'm always grateful to be under the sound of your voice. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate your words of confirmation. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for receiving. Yeah. Each family has a blueprint they were given in this whole cosmic thing. Hang on, because that kind of just came to me, so I gotta wait for them to give me more information so I can make sense. Each person was given like, okay, so your family here, y'all do this. For some reason, I feel like your bloodline, your ancestry may have like been like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. For some of you, your ancestry has led miserable lives because they did not answer the call. That shows up in my family, y'all. They didn't answer the call. So they've gone through things. They've gone through heartache. They've gone through early death or chronic illness or something like that because they did not answer the call. And now it's your turn. You've been given the paperwork. You've been given the assignment, the blueprint. You got the codes. Many of you, you go to sleep, you dream, you get downloaded with the codes. You go to other places, you get downloaded with the codes. You go to the Akashic records, you get some more codes and information. And it's to help you. It's to help you continue so that you can remember, like, damn, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was supposed to do this spiritual work, and now it's all on me. Like, I got to get this done. Many of you, you're going to come into that awareness, and you got to get it done. It's crunch time. It's right now. Right now. Some of you are in charge of a multitude of people. And you're right on time. I want to say that the other video that I did, I mentioned the word delay. Like, there's a delay. I do want to be careful using those words because there's no such thing, really. There's no such thing. Our perception is, oh my gosh, it's delayed. But in spirituality, there's no delay. It's all divine timing. You're right where you're supposed to be at this specific time. So that's for those of you who feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I took too long. I'm already 28. How am I supposed to build this? Or I'm reaching 55 next month. I can't just do, like, that doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. Throw that away. It's bullshit. Let it go. All right? And step into your power right now. Many of you are meant to disrupt systems. You are. You are. You're meant to change the way people view Black men. You're meant to change the way people view people with autism. You're meant to change government laws that really infringe on our rights. You're meant to change the view of religion. You're meant to liberate the souls who are religious. You're supposed to liberate them into the true spirituality so they don't put the divine in one little box. Many of you are meant to do that. Many of you are meant to do that. Many of you are literally meant to walk through hell, which is a mental state, to get people out, to bring them to heaven, to cultivate heaven on earth. And you're going to have energies and entities that want to stop you. Yeah, you are. You are. You just are, bro. Like, let's not play games. Many people be like, yo, that shit ain't real. Okay, we'll see. Because I've seen some shit. So I don't know what you're talking about. And, like, I have a couple screws loose, but they all ain't fucking loose. I know what I saw. So, and I know what I hear. So some of you, you know, while you're doing this work, it's important for you to protect yourself. To avoid spiritual attacks. To avoid psychic attacks. To avoid the prison of your own mind. You know, to avoid people who will gaslight you. Be like, no, you're just living in the past. That ain't true. Meanwhile, you know, you fully integrated your past. You know you wasn't living in the past. So, some of you are awakening to who you're really supposed to be. I mentioned my psychic law enforcement officers. There's some of you who are gifted spiritually, and you're literally meant to be like the law. In the spiritual realm, you're the law. You make sure that there's no fraud. You make sure that people are walking in integrity. You make sure that people aren't hypocritical. You enforce that. Some of you enforce that in your family, and that's why they don't like you. And you've been wondering why people don't like you. It's because something about your energy, you enforce law. You enforce divine law. So that's for somebody. That's for somebody in particular. You could be holding, no, I don't want to use, well, let me see. You could be holding a part of yourself back because you don't want to necessarily leave or outshine the people that you grew up with or your friends. You don't want them to feel like they ain't shit compared to you. Let that go. Let it go. That's all in your mind. It's not true. Let it go. Likewise, you are gonna have people hating on you. Jealousy is gonna be at an all-time high. So your prayers, your affirmations, your spiritual baths, and your rituals are gonna be the shit. You know, I had a family member ask me, like, dang, like, why we gotta do all of this work? Like, we gotta do all of this spiritual work to protect us? It's like, yes, because we were born into a reality where that was what was required. We just didn't know that. So we would have been operating in life already doing rituals, already doing spell work, already protecting ourselves, already putting guards around our house. We would have already been doing that. But we have to unlearn and relearn. And don't let that overwhelm you. Like I said, try to be patient with yourself while you're doing this. You're like completely changing your life. You're totally revamping your life, and you're overriding the things that your ancestors did. So you're redoing everything. You're a revolutionary. So take your time. Take your time. Some of you, like I was saying, you're called to create organizations, vast organizations. And don't let my words overwhelm you either, because for some of you, it's going to look small. It could look small initially. It could look very small. It could be like, well, it's just me and my homegirls, and we're meeting up every week to read this book. It could look that small. But in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, it's a part of the world. It's a part of the structure in this place. Everybody is going to know it. Everybody walking is going to know what this is. It's like these schools, you know, you have these prestigious universities that have been around for all this time. You're creating something like that, but you may not know that right now. And just let go of that idea and just be like, yo, I'm just taking it a step at a time. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to follow the guidance. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to use my discernment. I'm going to use my intuition and move forward as much as I can on my path. So, and like I said, you're going to have some people who are going to be really upset with you. Really upset. Ooh, so remember the other day where I said I was pulling the, they're not here. I was pulling the, self-care oracle cards, and the message came to me, somebody read the book of Psalms. Y'all, this book has gone with me to Costa Rica and back. I've had it for so long. So I literally had the book of Psalms and Proverbs in my home, and that was the absolute message that I just said. And I forgot about it. So I was like, well, damn. That message had a lot to do with spell work. It had a lot to do with fraudulence. What video was that? I think it was an hour long. I just did that video. It was an hour long. Yeah, like a few days ago. So watch that video. Because in that video, somebody was doing spell work. I'm trying to remember. And the message was, protect yourself, use the book of Psalms. And it was something in your house that somebody either brought to your house or that you were given. And for me, it was this. It was my mom's book. And look, I got paper on it. Because I've had this for years. This was from 1996. So, and it's my mama's book. And when I tell you this went with me to Costa Rica, I would read it, because Psalms is spells. They're protective spells. So for some of you, you need to read Psalms 91. That's like one of the tried and true protective scriptures. I don't care if you're Christian or not. And many of us know the Bible was tampered with, things were put in and taken out and all of that. But you have to use your gift of discernment to see which ones the Creator wants you to use for your protection. And for many of you, that's Psalms 91. There's so many book of Psalms that are used, like Psalms 13. Yeah, Psalms 31, 1 through 5. Like, there's so much that you can use to protect yourself. And some of you, you know, the Bible, you have ancestors, you know, we are our ancestors. You have ancestors that use the Bible. They were rootsmen, they were rich doctors, they were high priestesses, and they used the Bible for their spells. So you're still tied to that. So we can't just say, okay, yeah, I left Christianity, but the spells still work in the Bible. And everything in your being, in your DNA, in your blood, in your bones knows that this still works. So you want to use it to your advantage. And that's a big lesson for people nowadays is see God, see Goddess in the totality of God and Goddess. Not in a cute little box that we put God in its totality. So just because you're not religious does not mean that there's not a gospel song just waiting for you to listen to so you could get these codes. That doesn't mean that. You know, just because you don't go to the temple and you don't go to the mosque does not mean that one of their holy scriptures is going to help you right now. It doesn't mean that. So we have to really open our minds, open our hearts to receive all of God and to receive all that we are, because you're limiting who you are. A lot of the magic in my family comes through scripture, and some of my family members will be like, blasphemy, don't you say that. Don't you say that. Grandma Betsy would be pissed. I don't give a fuck. Grandma Betsy told me that she cast a fucking circle with the spell book called the Bible, so that's what I'm gonna do, and that's it. I don't know, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna agree with you, and then I'm gonna do the shit anyway. Okay. So that's a message for somebody. Excuse me. That's a message for someone. See, if you've been shunning the Bible because you left religion, that's fine. You can leave religion, but use your gift of discernment to see what spells and what protection verses and what abundance and prosperity messages are in there for you. That's important. And then go through all the religious texts, go through all the sacred texts, all of it, because it's all you. It's all God. It's all Goddess. All right, that message is for somebody, because that has to do with the meddling kids too. It does. Because, yeah, you know, Christianity came in and it really stole the entire consciousness from the black people. Like, it literally just fucking stole it, right? But you can also regain consciousness through the Bible and the tools and the practices, because it's ritual. It's sacred, ancient ritual. And a lot of our studies, you have to retrace it. Use the Bible to retrace to the original sacred text, because there's information in there for you. And that's it. I'm gonna stop yelling about it. Somebody's ancestors is like, nah, tell her to pick up that damn Bible. Somebody has a family Bible and there's something written in it. There's something in the notes. There's something in the notes for you. Yeah. I don't know if somebody like underlined something and wrote a note, or there's a piece of paper that's in there. There's something in there for you. So I would check it out. I would check it out. I want to use these fortune cards. Somebody, you're keeping the fact that you receive divine messages, you keeping that to yourself. And the divine is about to air it out. So you might as well air it out right now before the divine does. So it's less embarrassing. Just air it out. Just start telling people that you receive messages from God. Or if you receive the message from God, just share it with the person. Because it's going to come out in a way where you're not going to be able to control it. Because that happened to me too. I was trying to control the channel and ended up fucking breaking something inside of me. So for some of y'all, don't try to stall the message, or don't try to not say a message that's coming through the divine, because then it's gonna spill out and you're gonna be out here looking crazy. And the divine is gonna be like, well, we told you to say the message, and you could have said it nice and calm, but now you look dumb because you was disobedient. I'm sorry. All right, let's see what card comes out. Let's see, for the people, for the meddling kids. I love y'all meddling kids. Y'all keep motherfucking meddling, all right? Look at this. Oh, meddling kids. Who's dropping information? Who's airing it out? Somebody airing shit the fuck out and dropping the information. All right, so this there are a couple meanings coming through. So let me, it's not this literal. So for some it is. Whatever was stalled in your life is about to come through. So if you had money that you wanted to come through, it's about to show up now. If you had any type of, like, some of you are gonna get an invitation for something. Some of you can get a job offer, whether you applied for it or not. I feel like somebody just watched you and they'd be like, yeah, date this person. I want to give this person the job, or I want to give this person a role somewhere. And again, others of you are going to get an invitation to travel, to go somewhere and travel. And if you find that you don't have enough money to go to the place that you need to travel, it's because you're not supposed to be there. And that's it. Let it go. That's it. Bye. Walk away. Don't try to harp on it and make it seem like anything other than you're not supposed to be there. And that's it. Somebody wants to hire you. You could be a spiritual mentor. Girl, I better get this flight attendant job. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, because there's a lot of movement here. You have the stork and you have the ship, so there is travel here. There's no more delays. There's no delay energy here. So if any of you were waiting on information, you're going to be receiving it soon. Whatever the outcome of that information is, you're going to receive it. For some of you, I feel like this is a good thing. Others of you, you were waiting on money. So the money is coming in. It may come in a way that you didn't expect it to. For some, it may come with a caveat, like it comes with something. Like, use your discernment. So it could be somebody coming in like, hey girl, you know, let me give you 2 stacks. Like, I really just want to give you 2 stacks. But really, they want to give you 2 stacks, and then they want to give you 2 stacks. Okay, so like, let's just let's just use our discernment here. All right. For some of you, this is a spiritual job. You've been hired to put in that spiritual work, like I was talking about. Oh, somebody in my community got a curse on that? Ooh, what's up? I got supplies right there. Let's go. So for some of you, you're being hired for something that's esoteric. You're receiving information. Some of you are receiving information from the other side. Like I was saying, you have your lineage, your bloodline, they're coming in with some information. Some of you are having dreams of herbs, dreams of going places, dreams of trees. Some of y'all are having some wild ass dreams. It's because you're getting codes, you're getting activations, and you're also remembering who you are. Your dreams are to remind you. Your dreams are to remind you, like, yo, you just not no regular degular person out here. Like, you have a spiritual inheritance. The people in your family had this calling. You have generations of this type in our why is my shirt so tight? Hang on. Generations of this type of people. Generations of people who actually have wealth. But the reason you don't have wealth is because you're not following your spiritual calling. Many of y'all are high priests. Yes, I just started making herbal tinctures and I got recipes in a dream from my great grandmother. She taught me how to make Jezebel oil last week. Let's go. Yeah, I resonate with that, sis. I was getting those messages too about herbs. So you have people in your family who understand nature and the medicine of nature. Natural born roots woman, natural born high priestess, natural born healer. These things are coming online and you're going to have to start using them. For some of you, you're going to come into a community where those gifts are needed greatly, 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 greatly. You have somebody who is looking for you. She was a medicine woman on her reservation. Let's go, grandma. Come through, great grandma. Yeah, some of you, a healer. You're going to be receiving information from the other side. You're going to be receiving information that you are a messenger of the divine, and also that you're meant to bring in esoteric knowledge to your community. See, we're in a new day, right? Even like my religious folks, say you're a Christian and you go to church, well, your church is about to start vanquishing demons, bro. Your church is about to be on some Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because that's where we are. It's no more of that we hide behind Jesus in this church. That's not it. That's not it. What it is we incorporate all of divine in our church. We acknowledge all aspects of the Creator in our church. We don't just say, oh no, we officiate weddings and funerals and that's it. Like, nah, we exorcise demons in this church. What up? We do that because my great granddad did that. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. So some of you, excuse me, you're not going to just follow the tried and true, although there is something traditional. So in the video I did, Sign Divine Lover, I mentioned that like something is unorthodox, but it's also traditional. For those of you on your spiritual path, it is like that for you. It's very traditional, but it's different. So you're bringing in like the ancient ways. Some of y'all have a man. Some of y'all have a very powerful man on the way to you. Very, 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 very powerful man. Some of y'all, that's a spirit. Some of y'all, that's an ancestor spirit. That's a guy. He protects you. He's very powerful. This person knows magic. This person knows magic. Hang on. I feel like they redirected me from what I was just saying. So yeah. So you're going to be doing things like your ancestors did. Well, hang on. Some of you are doing things differently from your ancestors because you're deciding to carry the torch. Somebody in your bloodline did not accept the gift. They did not accept the call, or they did it in a different way. That was a revelation that came to me today and over the past few weeks. But for you, you either answered the call or you're destined to answer the call. You're destined to be a powerful leader in your spiritual community, or even just in your home or in your town. You're going to be receiving a lot of information about this. A lot of dreams, a lot of intuitive nudges. Journal everything. Take voice audio notes of everything, just so, you know, maybe your hand can't write faster than your thoughts. Audio record what's coming in and play it back every so often, because you're getting a lot of information on moving forward. So like I was saying with the church, because this is here, you're going to be a different kind of leader. Where in the old days, like this is you, right? In the old days, my family had a church, but we also exorcised demons. And we also did ritual work. And we also did spell work. Like, we was about that shit. Like, we were psychic mediums. We were shamans. We were root workers. And we have a religious church, but we do that shit here. Like, we do that shit now. For some of you, your bloodline wouldn't do that. They completely immerse themselves in Christianity or in their religious path. For some of you, your ancestors gave up their gift. They gave it up to conform. It's no blame, shame, guilt. It's just that's what they felt they had to do. A lot of people who have like the indigenous blood, you had to do that or you was gonna get killed. That's in our history. So a lot of people, you have ancestors who did that. But now those chains are gone. See, look, all of these movement cards, those chains are gone. That's not there no more. So for some of you, these are all movement cards. These are movement messenger, beautiful blessings too. This is some powerful, beautiful energy, y'all. Like I said, there's no block. There's no blockage here. If you thought you were blocked, you're not. It's just the attack of the enemy. I mentioned those psychic attacks. So now people think like, oh no, that's all in your mind. Nah, the children of God, the children of Goddess are being attacked right now, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Because you the meddling kids. Because you're the ones shaking up the system. You're cracking the foundation. You're like, yo, this shit is bugged out. I don't like this no more. Why have we been living like this? I'm not doing this. So you're rewriting walls. Ooh. Writing on a wall. You're rewriting laws. You're rewriting laws. And some of you think, well, how am I rewriting laws? Consciousness. Through your consciousness, you are. Through your energy, through your vibration, through your intention. You're rewriting laws. You don't have to be on the fucking Senate. You don't have to sign the fucking bills yourself to rewrite the law. That's the trick of the system. They want you to feel like you don't have power, but you do. Everything here is saying you have a lot of fucking power, and they want you to use it. So what kind of laws do you want? What kind of reality do you want? Elevate your consciousness to the point where you create that. Where you have a direct connection to the creator and you say what you want. You know what? I'm really tired of this child abuse shit on the planet. Like, I'm really over that. So you go because you have a divine connection and you talk to your creator about it. And the messages come through, the dreams, the esoteric, the unseen, the visions, the intuition. They come through the third eye, the heart space. And you get it done. You get it done. That's how you do it. We're not helpless out here. Tap into your magic. A lot of y'all, you feel like even when I say the word magic or ritual, for some people, you have like a visceral reaction, like you close up. Let that go. We're in a spiritual warfare. You may be remembering some physical body trauma from another life. Let that shit go, because it's not real in this reality. You have a lot more power than you know. Some of you have a lot more power than your ancestors did. And that's by design, because you're meant to bring in a whole new way of life. This is a whole new way of life. This is a different way of communication. This is a different way of relating. This is cosmic, ethereal, celestial messages coming into you, coming into your awareness, your consciousness. Some of you are divine messengers, so you get the message from spirit. I'm gonna keep showing the cards. You get the message from spirit, and then you hit the road with it. Some of you are oracles, prophets, visionaries, speakers, preachers, teachers. It's time to come online. We're not hiding no more. And I say we're not hiding no more. For me, it's like, yo, I feel the fucking attacks. Like, I feel it. I feel the entity. I feel it. They don't want us to rise. They don't want us to speak. They don't want us to awaken the chosen people, the enlightened people. They don't want that. And so sometimes being able to feel that energy can cause you to stop, but don't stop. Don't at all stop. Get on your fucking horse and stay on it. Relay those messages. Study those herbs. It's time to be the teacher and the student. Many of you are teachers and students. You have intel coming in. You're going to need to study. Let me get one more, please. You're going to need to study. Some of you have money on the way, but it's in another state, or you had to travel to get it. Some of you, your prosperity comes through traveling. Children, inner child. And see, now the whip was underneath that. Some of you have childhood trauma. I've been saying that. Now, here's the thing with this. Some of you are spiritually gifted and meant to do powerful things on this earth, but you need to let your inner child out. Let the inner child out of the cage. Your inner child has messages, information. Your inner child has intuition. Even the dreams that you had as a child are coming back because they're powerful. Like I was saying, I used to dream about being a nun when I was a little girl. That's coming back. There's information in that memory. There's that memory taught me, oh my God, that one little memory changed so much for me instantly. So some of you are needing to revisit that inner child because there's information there. Don't close her out. Don't close him out. I understand it's painful. Receive whatever assistance you can to let the inner child out because they possess a part of your gift and your magic. A lot of times we think, no, I'm an adult. My little girl self, she didn't really know shit like that. Like I learned. I'm the one that went to school. I'm the one that read all the divinity books I could. But nah, your inner child holds a key piece of your consciousness and a key piece of your magic. So tap in, baby, tap in. I think that is all for today. Keep motherfucking meddling. Keep meddling. By that, I mean, keep stepping up, keep stepping out, keep studying yourself. Study yourself. If you're struggling with finding a path and a purpose, your North Node, your soul's journey, your midheaven, the career that you're supposed to do in alignment with that soul's purpose, your life path number. What path are you meant to walk in this life? Some people, I love human design too. Get all of the shit. Get all of it. Take it one step at a time though. Don't overwhelm yourself. Like if you're gonna study human design, just study human design for like 2 weeks. If you're gonna get into astrology, just study your birth chart for 2 weeks. Like just try not to overwhelm yourself. But get all the pieces of you together. Learn who you are. Get it all together. Because you're going to need that information right now. You're going to need to unlock yourself right now. And a lot of times we run into conflict with learning and finding out who we are is because we lacked information. But there's real life files on who you are. You know, the real life paperwork on you. So study it. You're going to need to. Some of you, your magic comes from your heart chakra. But if you don't know that you have a debilitated Venus and you don't know it's trine over here, then you just going through life feeling like you don't have love and nobody loves you. But you need to study yourself because then you're like, oh, this is why I'm set up like this. Now I can unlock my heart. And because I unlocked my heart, now my telepathy is out the roof. Like, so let me calm down. Y'all know I get silly. But for real, that's somebody's story. Learning who you are is going to unlock the spiritual gifts, so don't run from yourself anymore. There are living, breathing people right now who need you. Some of you, your ancestral magic is online and you need to tap in. Don't wait for the spirit guides to whoop your ass before you tap in. And they whoop your ass in many different ways. For me, my laptop fell, crashed to the fucking ground. My laptop fell so dramatic. I knew that shit was on purpose. Like, I knew my laptop was in on it. Like, you was in on the shit because the way you fell, bro. There's no reason you should have felt like that. But I was avoiding the lesson. I was working too much. That was my issue. I was doing too much work. And they were like, yo, we told you to sit down because we have some information coming in for you and you just want to be working and shit. You don't want none of these codes? All right. Knock all y'all shit over. So that's what happened to me. For some of you, would have looked like that. For others of you, would have looked like a flat tire. For others of you, would have looked like a horrible ass breakup. A horrible breakup. To realign you. You were moving in the wrong direction. So, like I said, follow your intuition and use your discernment. Use your discernment. so that you don't have to go through all of that heavy ass. And child, I still don't have my laptop. I don't get my laptop till next week. So yeah, that's what I get. That's what look, I accept it. I was like, you're right. I was disobedient. I really was, y'all. I really was. Like, I was still putting the programs together. I was putting together workshops. I was fucking fixing my website. I was planning shit, adding shit to my calendar. They were like, look at her. Come here, look at her. Look at what she doing after we told her to sit down. Knock all that shit over. Make her laptop crash to the ground. I could laugh now. I was a little tight in the moment. Like, initially, like for the first 5 seconds, I was like, fuck. But then I started laughing. I did. I started laughing after. So some of you, like, see the lesson so you could just release that tension. Just laugh and be like, yo, you right. Just be like, you're right. I wasn't listening. You're right. I understand why I had to do that and why this crashed and burned to the ground, because I wasn't listening. You didn't want me to be there anyway. So some of you just accept that and move forward. All right. I'm gonna stop talking now. I love y'all. I hope you got a lot out of this message. I did not expect it to be this long, but apparently the message had to come through. So it is what it is. Thank you for putting a like on the video. Please share the video as well. That also helps me and the channel, and it helps other people get the message. TiaraSharde.com is where you can find me for the Embodying the Goddess program, as well as our Sacred Sister Circle. We meet on Friday, and like I said, we be on the line. We be there for a couple hours. We'll do a ritual. We'll talk about some downloads that came in, because some downloads I'm not sharing here, so I'll share with the sister circle that our inner community. So if you feel aligned with us, come and join us, boo. We'd love to have you. All right, love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Peace and love.